should have been about that. Stephen A., we talk about it a lot in sports, controlling the things you can control. So to that point, what Magic said, do you think Luka has a leadership issue, that wasn't just already handled? He had to be told.
Yes, I do. I think that any leader, any champion would tell you if the issue involving you is that you're not in shape, if conditioning is a question mark, that's lacking leadership. There is no question about it. There's no way around it. I have never met any, I'm just little old scribe, UD, Joe, you understand, that's been covering sports for 30 plus years. I have never encountered any champion that says it's okay to be out of shape, that it's okay to be that way. It has never, ever happened. Now, there were times when my man Kobe, God rest his soul, was getting on Shaq because of too many damn Big Macs, and Shaq wasn't in prime condition. But what Shaq would tell you is that not only am I in shape, I'm not concerned about the Sacramento Queens, for example, and stuff like that, and then go out there and dominate and show you, don't worry about his conditioning. He's going to handle his business. I have never, ever, in any sport, encountered somebody that said that you can lead. First of all, you're going to have a problem winning if you ain't in shape, because fatigue makes cowards of us all. We all know this. But secondly, to not be in shape when you are a champion, when you are a great player, devoid of a championship, and people are looking at you and your conditioning is a factor. They respect your skill set, they respect your greatness, but they're also a bit salty that you're not in shape, because when you're not in shape, you can't possibly be maximizing your talent, because the fatigue compromises your ability to maximize it. You can't do it. So I would tell you that's a leadership issue. If you are any kind of great player, great at anything, in any profession that requires conditioning, and you lack it, you have a leadership problem.
Well, it also lends you to think that you're not 100% in. You don't fully care. And if anyone knows about being a leader in a locker room, it's you, UD. So to that, you say what?
I agree with Magic. I agree with Magic to the fact that we shouldn't have to ask you to be in shape. We didn't have to talk about conditioning. When you come in training camp, you should be ready to roll and hit the ground running. It also helps with injuries. You won't get hurt. So with the Miami Heat, we focus on being in the best shape possible, being in the nastiest team possible, so we can prevent injuries. But what I will say about Luka is, what you don't know is what you don't know. And he's been able to have a whole lot of success not being in shape. He hasn't had the leadership. He had Dirk for 1 year. He had Carlisle, and Carlisle left. Now, I will say this. LeBron James is the standard for longevity and professionalism, how to be a champion before you're a champion. Luka has bad habits. If he can't change his habits sitting next to LeBron James, watching LeBron James do this every day, then I'm going to say, Luka, you damn sure got leadership problems. Because there's no way in hell you can sit next to that guy who's won championships, who's done it for this long a period of time, and not soak up some game. Only thing I've done for being a leader is I've taken things from Shaq. I've taken things from Alonzo Mourning. I've taken things from Dwayne Wade. I've taken things from Penny Hardaway. I've taken things from Gary Payton. All the great players that I've played with, I've taken something from those guys and implemented it and figured out how can it work for me? How can I authentically lead in my way from the things that I've learned from those guys? That's what Luka needs to learn. That's what Luka needs to understand. And if he don't get that from LeBron James, then you damn right he got a leadership problem.
There's room for improvement, but I think collectively, and I'm a part of this as well, I want to be very clear, we have overblown how much of the negative about Luka's career, for lack of a better way to say it, because that was pretty much the worst way you could verbalize that to a national audience. But we keep moving. We treat him like he's John Morant. We cover this as if he's let his team down. What a disappointment. How come you're not sure? 5 first-team All-NBA. Was he 26 years old? Everything's good. Everything's good. He needs to put in a little bit more cardio. That's it.
Well,
that's really all this comes down to.
Well, yeah.
Are we sure, though?
And let me explain. I get where you're coming from. Here's where it gets a touch tricky. He was traded away from Dallas. He's a global, iconic basketball superstar that an organization said, we don't want you anymore because we don't trust you. That's where all of this came about. It didn't come about because of Stephen A. It didn't come about because of Udonis Haslem, Joe Fortenbaugh, or anybody else. It came about because a professional basketball organization, fresh off a trip to the NBA Finals, halfway through the season said, we ain't trying to give you $300 million. We ain't trying to pay you because we don't trust you. And that's where all of these storylines emanated. Because, you know, in today's culture, what you'll have is a bunch of players going out there and they're talking about the media's hating, the media. No, the Dallas Mavericks were hating. Because the Dallas Mavericks said, we don't care that you're 26. We don't care that you're a young superstar with at least 12 to 14 years left in your career. We don't believe in you. If it was just about, oh, okay, well, you know what, he could just get a little bit more cardio, why wouldn't they be able to deal with that? But for some other reason, they said, nah. And that's where a story like this comes from. You don't trade away somebody that great, that young, unless there was a problem. And when you look at him, what has been the problem? His conditioning.
You mentioned the trip to the NBA Finals last year because of him.
I agree.
We forget about that. Like, okay,
I'm saying they did.
They did. They might. I still put it on them for not finding a way to make it work with their guy. That's the problem. And in LA, he played well. He could have been better. We have set an extraordinary bar for this young man, but he could have been better.
You cannot point to a professional franchise that has somebody that great, that young, and your issue was his conditioning, and that's why you let him go? I mean, I'm just saying to you that's a bit fishy. It clearly isn't just that, but it's other elements that led to the lack of conditioning. We didn't do this. They did it, and that's what I think the story is.
UD?
And I think it's also what kind of example are you setting for the other 15 guys? I mean, we talked about all Luka accolades and what he's accomplished, but everybody doesn't have Luka Doncic's talent. Everybody can't get it done the way he gets it done. So I'm going to let Luka come in and be out of shape and and do what he does, but I'm going to expect the other 15 guys to be in shape in his locker room. What kind of example am I setting as a coach? That's how your locker room starts to turn on you. That's how your locker room starts to divide. When they start to see you giving preferential treatment to the star player. Why isn't he held to the same standard as us? Why is he able to get away with this and we're not? Why do we have to run extra sprints and be in shape and he doesn't? Why does he have to guard and defend and Luka does not have to guard and defend? That's when you start to have a divide. And that's when you see a team that says, hey, we can't win with this guy. As great as he is, as talented as he is, we can't win with this guy.
UD, what do you need to see from Luka to start the season to know that he's all in and the message was received?
I see him working out now. I want to see him come in shape. You come in shape, you show that you've been putting the work in over the summer, because what people don't understand is the season don't just start when the season starts. The NBA is a lifestyle. You're living this now. When the season's over, you get right back into your conditioning. You might take a while out of the gym before you get back to shooting, but you get right back into your conditioning and working on your body. I will know as soon as Luka step on that floor.
Why did Luka Doncic shake his
first game, whether it be preseason, whether it be regular season, whenever he start to go? I'll tell you right there when he step on that floor if Luka's ready.
Abs. You want to see abs more than anything, but we're not going to see that because the jersey's covered, so we got to figure something out. I like the leg press videos. I also think that's more of like a, hey, everyone, I'm doing it. And it's like, you can just do it in silence. It's okay.
No,
you show up,
he's got strong legs. They ain't that damn impressive. I mean, the man's got strong legs.
I mean, that was a lot of plates.
I know that, but I'm saying because he's a big boy. You know, have you ever stood next to Luka Doncic? This brother's legit 6'7". He's a legit 6'7".
Yes.
Hey, UD, am I lying? You legit 6'7".
He a big boy. He a big boy.
240.
Big boy.
Still a lot of plates.
240. I'm just saying he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
It's a good-looking quad muscle,
right? And if that brother gets himself
Billy
in shape,
Joe?
hey.
Never